It's better angle here. Full arms raised position available. Welcome everyone. Today is Saturday's Vinyasa class. Yes, we are going to get the flow going and we'll begin standing. So, before you begin with movement, start with the breath and feel the breath really expand and fully release with each round. Continue with the breath. The breath is the main flow that we're in. We have that constant, steady movement of breath, even when we're still, like in a standing asana or held poses. Other held poses, I should say. Standing asana is a held pose. It's the difference between standing around. It's standing with intention. So we have the feet even in parallel. Spread the toes if you can. Sometimes your feet are really tight and you can't spread the toes, so you can think about that. You can work on it. You can apply yourself towards the future, and eventually it will come to pass. We feel length through the legs and a little bit of a drawing in of the core. A mild hooking down of the tail, spreading across the chest, the arms relax down. Deep breath. And continuing deep breath, let's lift the arms and twist side to side. And when you're done with twisting side to side, relax the arms and go ahead and roll the shoulders. Both directions, looping it out and loosening it up. All right, and then painting the house. Fingers down, arms up, breathing in. Palms push out, arms down. Repeating. A couple more rounds. Fluid with the breath. Keep the shoulders somewhat low, even though they tend to lift when the arms lift. Keep the core integrated, supportive but not tense. And continue to work on striking these balances of having the body active and engaged, but not overly so. Striking that balance of inhale and exhale. All right, very good. Let's go ahead and roll out the wrists. We'll continue to work on the wrists in some different forms. It's really good to warm up the wrists thoroughly before you get into the vinyasa. And I want to reassure you, as always, do both directions. You don't need to do every chaturanga. In fact, if you prefer more of a hatha yoga type class, you can skip every chaturanga. And if you like to add an extra dip, you can always add that too. Sometimes I show it. Most of the time I don't, but you're welcome to do as many or as few chaturangas as you like. Let's roll out the hips. And keep breathing. This is a pretty strong practice we do on Saturdays, but we start super gentle. We make sure we get the body nice and warmed up. Let's do both directions. And when the body's warmed up and there's really good circulation, breath flow, calmness, steadiness, state of mind, then what's hard in poses and movement doesn't feel bad in the body. It feels intense. It's definitely effort. Switch to the knees, but it doesn't feel so much like pain and or discomfort. That's the difference between having really good circulation and having the body not be warmed up enough. We'll do both directions. All right, very good. And we'll go ahead and lift the arms, weave the fingers, push up through the palms, draw into the abs, bend and extend. Keep breathing. And switch which finger is leading. Push up and stretch to the right and then the left. And continue side to side. you're ready, come back to center and relax the arms. Next is chair pose. Have the feet even and parallel. Sit a little bit into it or do a really deep chair. And then downward dog. Knees down. And roll out the back. Breathing fluid all the while. And when ready, take child's pose. Just rest, relax, breathe. And come back to hands and knees. And let's go ahead and press the ribs side to side a few times. Very good. And then take an 8-part bow and reach back to the feet. Inhale, lift, easy cobra. And come on down. Inhale, lift basic locust, lift legs and chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, half locust, feet stay down. Arms lift, chest opens. Exhale, lower. Inhale, locust, lifting the arms. And exhale, release. And then place hands near the chest. Inhale, cobra. Keep the elbows a little bit bent. And exhale, lower. And then if you'd like, bring the hands to the low ribs and inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Deep breath, look forward, and then walk or lightly hop up and come into a half lift. And take a full fold. And again, chair pose, Utkatasana. Standing pose, Samastitihi. And chair pose, Utkatasana. Plank pose, Urdhva Dandasana. Right knee down, left arm up. Come on down. Pause in plank. Firm the legs. Left knee down. Right arm up. Glide down. Plank. Right knee down again. Left. Hold. And come back to plank. Left knee down. Right arm up. Windmilling. Good. All right, arm up, hold. And then come back to plank. Hover chaturanga, hold, or just lower completely. And then release. Inhale, cobra. And walk or lightly hop up. Feet to hands. Half lift, and then full fold. And Take a straight back lift. Now lift the arms. Arms relax. And go ahead and take one more chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands down. Plank pose. Stack the legs, side plank. Come on down, add a push-up, or just skip it. Stack the legs, other side. Keep lifting on the shoulder. Use the strength in the feet and the legs. Come down without rushing. And if you'd like, do a nice smooth paced push-up. And downward dog. And again, plank. Stack the legs. Left arm up. Windmill. And arm lifts and hold. Activate the legs. And then come on down. And if you'd like, do a vinyasa. Downward dog. Come back to plank. Stack the legs, right arm up. Keep lifting out of the shoulder. Use the strength of the side hip. And windmill. Loosening up the shoulder while you strengthen the opposite one. And arm comes up, hold. Come down without rushing. And if you'd like, chaturanga, up dog with the option of the extra dip. Deep breath. And walk or lightly hop up. Feet to hands, half lift, and full fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Standing pose, Samasthiti. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, standing twist to the right, wrapping the arms and squaring the hips. Come back to center. Inhale, arms lift. Standing twist to the left. Squaring the hips. Chest and shoulders open. Deep breath. Good. Come back to center and lift the arms. Arms relax. Feet together. Bring the hands to heart. And bending the knees. Low chair. Twist to the right. You can do an easy twist like this if you need, holding the low back and the knees. Otherwise, have hands in prayer. Do the elbow hook. Take another deep breath. And go ahead and switch sides. Good. Come back to center. And then fold over the legs. Downward dog. Yeah. Child's pose. Come on up to sitting or kneeling. Big step with the right foot up. Runner's lunge, and then lengthen the back leg, left arm down, right arm up. Glide down and then spin to the other side. Bend the left leg once, then the right. So we spun to a straddle. So it's more spinning to the middle. We do both lunges, come back to center, and then bend the knees a bit, stand up with the core, arms up, open the right foot, turn the back foot in, take warrior two, warrior lift, side angle with the left arm vertical, reverse warrior or neutral lift again, abdomen in either way, side angle touching the ground or elbow to thigh like we did the first time, warrior two, and glide down to raise runner. Take the twist again. You could hold the low back, otherwise right arm up, Notice if you're tense in the left shoulder and sinking into it, try and soften it down, lift out of it, lift up out of both shoulders. So the arms are one long line of energy, and you breathe. And come on down. If you'd like, go right to down dog or move through cobra or up dog. Using the core to glide back to downward dog. Child's pose. And let's come on up to sitting or kneeling. Big step up with the left foot. Knee above the ankle. You see how I have that here? Back leg lengthens. Rotated raised runner. If the shoulders are kind of tense, trying to lower them. Lengthen the back leg and the arms. And come on down. Take a spin to the side. Bend the right knee once. Bend the left. Come back to center. Draw into the core. Bending the knees can help too. Stand on up. Open the arms, open the left foot. Turn the back foot up. Warrior two. Warrior lift, abs in. Side angles. Reverse warrior. Side angle holding the ground, or the first phase is fine. Back to warrior two. Sitting nice and deep into it, breathing, having a concentrated gaze. Glide down to raised runner. Now, if your back or knee hurts, you can let the knee bend, but if you can tone and lengthen it and lengthen the arms and take that twist again, see how the back's pretty straight. When you're twisting and rounding, it's not as good for the discs as lengthening, creating less compression, more space for that twist. Breathing into that space. Very good. Come on down and either go right to a nice rest pose or add the Vinyasa with the optional extra dip. Downward dog. Walk or lightly hop up. Half lift and full fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Standing pose, Samastitihi. Feet together, hands to prayer, bending the knees and twisting to the left. Other side. And coming back to center plank position. Knees down, turning to the side, and walk or hop the feet apart. Deep, deep breath. And bending the knees, come on up, and opening up the right foot, turning the back foot in, lengthening the arms, and taking warrior two. I'm sorry, triangle. Triangle to triangle variation two. This is what I was thinking of. I got a little ahead of myself. I apologize. Deep breath. Now the chest can tend to kind of want to roll down, but trying to roll it open. Keep the knee rolling open. Breath is full and deep. Of course, you can hold higher up the leg as needed. Anywhere except for pushing hard on the kneecap. And we're going to come on up and switch sides. So main problem I see in a lot of people is they don't open the foot enough. It's like diagonal. You want to open the foot all the way or even a little excessively and turn that back foot up. The arms are long, the rib cage is long. You support with the core. Triangle. Yeah. Arm behind the back, opening up in the chest. Deep breath. Push into the legs. Let's glide on up. Open the right foot, turn the back foot in. Warrior two. Keep the knee open, the hips level, abs supporting the spine, glutes down a bit. You feel stretching in the hips by working that core integration. Now take the arm behind the back and rest the right arm completely weightless on the thigh. Shoulders open on both sides. Back leg strong. Switch to holding the hands to heart, using a little more of the lateral core. And then extend the arms with the arms slightly wider than the shoulders. Be higher for more ease, lower for a challenge, so long as you keep the chest open. Then come back to the second phase, and then right back to the first phase. Pass through warrior two, and switching sides. Take your time with the footing. I really encourage that. Make sure that left foot is all the way open. Take warrior two, and be strong in the pose. Strong with the alignment, knees opening. You can see the first toe or the first two toes. Even better. Deep, deep breath. And side angle two, with the arm behind the back. Prayer hands. Arms extend. Be higher for less effort. Keep the chest open either way. Lower for a little more of a challenge. Make sure you can breathe into it. And then hands come back to prayer. And then back to the first phase. Pass through warrior two, very strong in the pose, and then relaxing arms and legs. Consider clasping the hands and stretching the shoulders. You're welcome just to hold the ground or hold the lower legs. Otherwise, take Prasarita with the shoulder stretch, letting the head anchor you down. Deep breath. And put a big bend in the knees and come on up. Slowly bring the feet a little closer to each other. And then stand with the feet together. Stretching the right thigh, abs in, glutes down. And if you like, lift the left arm. And switching sides. Excellent. And now we're going to do standing dancer. So hold the inner right foot, but keep the knee from splaying out. You want to hug in and reach out a little bit, and eventually lifting the leg a little more, reaching out a little bit more. But keep hugging that knee a little bit to the midline. Breathe. And release from the pose. That was a little abrupt. You can do it smoother than that if you can. Hold the wall if you need for balance. Switch your grip to the inside, doing the other side. Come out a bit, and then eventually a little more. I'm going to track the gaze down and breathe. And then release. Preferably it's more in the lines of that level of gracefulness, but we all have good days and bad days. Next is a crow squat, or just a malasana. It's called the basic squat. Now, if squatting hurts your knees or your ankles, then you can sit and do a seated hip opener, or lay down and do a squat with the feet up on the wall, or do a reclined happy baby. These are all in the squat family. Just a normal butterfly works great too. Take some time for the hips and the breath, and be steady here. And next is the crow. So you could just do reclined crow, crow on the tiptoes, rounding and squeezing the core either way, or crow with the feet lifting. Come down when you're ready. And let's go ahead and gently sit down. Be careful, don't fall hard on your sit bones. But do draw the sit bones back. And if crow and chaturanga and all these upper body things are hard for you, just know that strengthening the core without using the wrists is really helpful. So we'll do Navasana part way or a little bit more fully. Lifting the knees and the chest, deep breath. And then release. And go ahead and switch to hands and knees. Extend the right leg back. Lift just hip level. Lift the left arm. And other side. And release. And go ahead and take downward dog. And if you like, add in an extra up dog. Back to down dog. Then walk or lightly hop to the top of the mat. Half lift, full fold. Hands forward. Right hand a little bit to the right, lift the left leg. Spin open. Half moon. Come on down. And switch sides. Right leg lifts. Open the hip. Spin open. And come on down. And we'll do that one more time on the right leg. This time with the flow. So you can watch it first, or if you want to try it together, start in the half moon and then lower the leg as you reach the left arm forward. Make a full windmill with the arm and come into side angle with the arm behind the back. Very good. Let's spin back to a raised runner. Glide up to standing. Switch sides. Start in the half moon. Keep that front foot and knee facing forward. Take the right arm forward as the left leg lowers. The right arm goes right behind the back. You land light, so you're using the core. And you're in the side angle. Then spin down to runner. Glide up. Uttanasana. Straight back lift. Inhale, rise up. Neutral spine or gently back bend. Abdomen in either way. Exhale, arms relax. One more time, neutral or standing arms. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Deep breath. Right knee forward. Swan. And then bring the right hand to the inside, back knee to the midline. If you want, just do a forward bend. Otherwise, we'll practice stretching the thigh, swan thigh stretch. Deep breath. Good. And then releasing that thigh stretch. Now we're going to roll and then open the legs. And now we're in a nice straddle pose. We'll lift the arms and stretch once to the right leg. Come back to center, lift the arms. And stretch once to the left leg. Come back to center. And slowly adjust into a comfortable seat. And breathe fast through the nose. Exhale fully. Glide back, downward dog. And left side swan. I've changed directions so that I can keep facing you for that flow, but you don't have to do that. You can if you want though. Do a little dog walk, change the directions, take your swan when you're ready, and move the back knee to the midline, front hand to the midline, and have the leg in, swan thigh stretch. Very good. Release when you're ready, and roll to the side. You can take your time as needed to help the legs come into a nice straddle, the width of your choice. Sit tall, lift the arms, stretch once to the left, and come back to center and lift the arms. Stretch once to the other side. And come back to center and go ahead and switch. See if you can remember which is the opposite leg being forward. Same for me, actually, it's like this. And if you can't remember, it's not a big deal. But you might consider sitting on a cushion or just manually drawing sitting bones back. And we're going to do fire breath again. Exhale fully. And let's go ahead and switch to hands and knees. Lower, face down. Inhale, locust, and hold. Exhale, release. And then the Sphinx. And lift and open the chest. And if you like, lengthen the arms. Come on down. Use the core to lift. Exhale, downward dog. And next is going to be a camel pose. So you can lightly hop onto the feet, sit between the heels, or if your knees hurt, you can sit up on a block. You have the option of holding the ground or some form of props and just puffing up your chest. That's a partial camel. Otherwise, hold the heels, lift with the thighs and the core. And at first, you're having the fingertips on the heels. You really work on lifting the chest, and then eventually holding the heels and only taking the head back if you have good padding of the muscles and the trapezius and it feels good. It should feel right. Deep breath. If it feels wrong, back off. Keep breathing. Yeah, release from that stretch. If you'd like, add a vinyasa. Otherwise, just go right to down dog. And then a kneeling position. Kneeling, sitting down. Legs come out from underneath. Scoot on up. And release onto the back. Feet to the ground. Feet parallel. And inhale. Bridge. And come down and rest. Take another bridge, or if your back is tired of back bends, do a twist or a hip opener. Otherwise, if you want to do a bridge and then expand into a wheel, you can do the first wheel really short, not trying to go too deep, and then maybe do 2 or 3 wheels with a longer hold for the second and third. So stay with the bridge, do a modification if you like. If you're into the wheel practice, stay with the breath, keep the thighs, hands, and knees parallel, and enjoy feeling very open in the pose. Nice. We'll go ahead and segue to doing a butterfly. Stretching, relaxing, and breathing. Very good. Knees lift. And bring the knees in a bit. Rock on up. Adjust to sitting. Sit nice and tall. And go ahead and roll out the right thigh. And roll out the left thigh. Excellent. Let's switch to sitting cross-legged. And we're going to sit with the eyes closed for a minute or two. So, close the eyes, breathe soft and slow, and take your time, about 7 breaths. Just enjoying stillness and quiet time. And come back to the body. And let's go ahead and take a nice seated forward bend. Paschimottanasana, first lift the arms, and then stretch forward. Release the forward bend. Let's go ahead and again scoot on up. And when ready, lower onto the back. Feet to the ground, feet wide, knees bend in. And stretching in the sacrum, the hips, and low back. Feet come together. And legs lift vertical. And just hold here for a little bit, enjoying the inversion for the legs and the gentle toning of the core. Very good. Feet down. Lengthening through the left leg. Roll up onto the hip. Take a nice hip side stretch. Keep the right shoulder down. Deep, deep breath. Yeah. Other side. Yeah, and when you feel nice and even on both sides, take Shavasana and just relax. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and come back to center. Come back to knees to chest. And close in a comfortable seat. Do a clearing breath in 3 ohms. So sit nice and tall. Breathe in. Let it out with the exhale. And inhale. Namaste. All right. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful to practice together. Hopefully this was just what you needed. If you prefer more of the Hatha Yoga style, check in with Thursday live stream. And also there's a collection. There's Yin Yoga, different restoratives. I have a collection of fundraiser classes, which tend to be pretty gentle, with a little bit of strengthening, but mostly very accessible and light. I'll be doing a fundraiser for the organization Outride, which is an organization that helps get different types of people on bicycles, young kids especially. So we will do that on Friday, I guess 6 days from now, at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So check that out. If you're a cyclist, if you follow me as a cycling fan from the Yoga for Cyclists Instagram, I'm having a cycling retreat with yoga, a guided tour of my hometown of Santa Cruz, 3 days of epic riding with a gentle yoga class in the evening and some other fun activities to do as a group. So we're doing that in June 25th through the 27th. And I'll be doing some other retreats similar to that throughout California and eventually in Europe in the future. But for starters, consider coming to Santa Cruz. It's excellent cycling here, a lot of really good, nice things to see and do as well. And hit me up if you have questions and or comments. these videos are all for donations. So click in the description below. Send me a Venmo, PayPal. If you want to inquire about my phone number, do an Apple Pay, something like that. Send me an email. You can find all my contacts, my phone number, my email at GabrielBenjaminYoga.com. So yeah, let's stay in touch and look forward to the next time. As always, remember to drink some water, be good to yourself and those around you. Keep practicing, even if just a little bit each day. It goes a long way, and I will look forward to seeing you soon. Ciao.